We're continuing our interviews at FIAR 2014, and we have here a premier, one new attendance for our forum, Mr. WERFF.
Yeah, yes, it's very correct. Compliments with your Dutch pronunciation.
Thank you very much. How do you find FIAR 2014? Do you like the forum?
Yes, the forum was very interesting. It had to do with about the impact of natural catastrophe risk, not only related to Romania and of course a very current situation with the flooding in the area, but also how the government and the insurance industry are working together to find the right models to cope also for the future and make it a sustainable solution for Romania.
From your experience, what would be the model that would work for the Romanian?
Yeah, after the several Romanian speakers, I gave them an advice and I said, well, there's so much knowledge and experience already available, but it is spread out to different organizations. Please bring everyone to the table, share your knowledge and come up with an interdisciplinary approach, because there is where you can make the advantage and the difference.
Are any countries near us that you find similar to our situation?
Yeah, there was the similar situation is in Turkey, where around 10 years ago they developed an earthquake risk management program, and where indeed they brought already after a couple of years all the different stakeholders together, and now have a common platform where they're able to find the right financial structure to cope with an earthquake risk.
So this should be our next step.
I believe that could be a very good next step. Talk to your neighbor, learn from the mistake they have made, so in order to speed up the process, so you don't have to spend years and years to find the right cooperation model, but listen to them and find the right solution.
How about the system that works right now for the Romanian market, the PAID, the pool against natural catastrophe? How do you find this system? Do you think it's working? Could be improved?
I think it started to work. Of course, it's a way and process where they have to learn what works and what is not working. The fine structure is not working, and that of course is a problem. You can implement it, but if it's not executable, then it doesn't reach any goal. The current number of policies in the mandatory scheme is now roughly 450,000, where you have 8.5 million houses. So it's only a small portion, and you have to find the market, the industry has to find a solution where they can get the taxes and the insurance premium in order to build up the scheme, because now annually there's around 1.5 million euros of premium flowing into the fund in PAID, where there should be 85 million into the fund. And of course then you are financially prepared, you create consistency, you create transparency and of course sustainability for the long term.
They know that, but do you have any suggestions for this solution as well? Because we do want to improve this.
Yeah, there were some solutions in that sense. For example, of course, there are many ways that lead to Rome, as a famous expression in English is. But for one example, one of the things that could be done is for example, implement it into the electricity bill. That part of your fixed amount you pay on a monthly basis is due to the net cat insurance premium. In that case, everyone has to pay because everyone needs to have electricity.
Has this worked in another country, this model?
That has worked in Turkey, as an example.
Okay. What about, I've heard you're an expert on the Poland situation, on the Polish situation. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Poland were exposed to a flooding risk in 2010. Before that, they had never or no flooding situation. But then, in 2010, in May 2010, on the southeast part of Warsaw, the river flooded. People had to be transported. People were lost. Houses were lost, and they were not prepared. So they called in the experts to help the governments and the insurance industry and the companies to cope with it. But after that, then the parties have started to cooperate together, and now also they have a plan how to deal with the water and the flooding situation, also when the situation had happened. But now, with the experience of that situation, now to be prepared for a flooding situation.
What about the floods from last year? How great was the impact upon the European countries?
Yeah, on the European countries, we have seen in the UK in the last couple of months, we have seen the flooding, of course, here in the region. Recently, we saw March last year in the south part of Germany, enormous flooding. Of course, that has an impact not only the economy, but of course also from the corporate side, the business side, which has an enormous effect, and of course also on the people's environment, houses, cars, properties that were damaged.